The third anniversary of the January 6th attack on the Capitol, the insurrection, the Capitol Riot, whatever you want to call it, is coming up at this point really in just a few days. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, of course, has the perfect way to spend the third anniversary of the Capitol Riot, and she is going to do it at a church in Vero Beach, Florida, sharing a stage with a convicted Capitol rioter. She is going to be sharing the stage with a man by the name of Derek Evans, a former West Virginia state lawmaker who served a 3-month prison sentence for impeding law enforcement at the Capitol on January 6th. Also on stage will be Ann Vander Steele, a far-right media personality who promoted the Pizzagate Conspiracy Theory and is a tribune of the far-right anti-government sovereign citizen movement, according to this report from Raw Story. So yes, what better way to commemorate the third anniversary of the time when a gaggle of lunatic Trump supporters stormed the Capitol than by being up on stage with a conspiracy theorist on one side of you and a guy that spent 3 months in jail for his involvement in the Capitol riot on the other side of you. That is what Marjorie Taylor Greene plans to do. So how are they going to get people to show up at this convention of freaks? Well, the January 6th event promises that attendees who buy a $45 ticket will receive a signed copy of Greene's book. Super VIPs who shell out $500 to up to $2,500 will be invited to a special briefing on January 6th and Washington, D.C. So if you've got a lot of money to blow, not only do you get your signed book that apparently only goes for $45, so that's pretty cheap, but if you got $500 to $2,500, you can go and hear a, quote, special briefing about January 6th and, of course, what's going on in Washington, D.C. I don't think we need a special briefing about January 6th. I really don't, because we all remember what happened that day. We've seen the hundreds of convictions. We've heard Marjorie Taylor Greene go out there and spout her conspiracy theories as recently as a week and a half ago that somehow the Capitol riot was an inside job, yet there haven't been a single, shred of evidence to suggest any of that, but she's still pushing it. So it makes perfect sense that Marjorie Taylor Greene would share a stage on January 6th with a man who spent time in jail for his involvement in the events of that day. But it doesn't change the facts. What it does change, and this is kind of the scary part, is that it once again elevates Marjorie Taylor Greene. Again, she is a Republican congresswoman from a small district in Georgia. She has no business coming down here and holding a rally in my state of Florida, right? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. These people cannot vote for you. But what it does is it raises her profile. Donald Trump, who, let's be honest, Marjorie Taylor Greene's name is floating around as a possible running mate. He sees this. He sees that she can draw a crowd. She can work a crowd. Maybe it boosts her standing and elevates her in his eyes to possibly being that vice president. But either way, she continues to suck up to the Capitol rioters. She did it again last week with Jacob Chansley. And if Donald Trump makes it back to the White House, she will be the one in his ear demanding every day until he does it that he pardon all of these people that have been convicted. And I have no doubt that he will do it. That's what's so scary about this. As long as she buddies up with these people, and as long as she buddies up with Trump, she's going to do everything possible to make sure that these criminals who are rightfully in jail get let out because she believes in conspiracy theories instead of reality.